Okay, day 2, 20 milligrams Adderall. See how we feel today. Did I get a prescription? No, but I made an appointment now. But we'll see. I can't believe that yesterday is the norm. There's no possible way. I feel like it's got to be a lot of, it's got to be like placebo. I bet there's a lot of placebo going on. That'd be my guess. Because I don't know, it feels weird. Like it feels like TRT or roids for lifting or something. Like that's the equivalent difference in like mind focus between yesterday and my normal streams. I was supposed to go out and eat last night. Otherwise, I feel like I could have done that. That was a really boring Burisma stream for like 10 hours, but I had no problem. It was 8 hours really, but yeah. You having any side effects in the Adderall? Dry mouth, no appetite? No appetite. Well, but isn't that like a pro? I ate one small meal last night and that was it. And then I'm probably burning like 5,000 calories because my brain is working at 300%. And then that second part's not true. Some dipshit's already making a subreddit post. Do you try to meditate or do mindful exercise instead of taking Adderall? Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should do that. I can't wait for men's health clinics to get asked for giving random retards TRT and pretending it's healthy or necessary. I think the issue with testosterone, and I could be wrong, careful for medical advice, careful streamer giving medical advice on a medicine that I haven't researched that much. It seems like mildly boosting your testosterone, from everything that I've read, seems like it's just like a free cheat code to improve almost every area of a man's health with little to no drawbacks, except for maybe acutely decreasing your natural testosterone production. Like if you have naturally, I think like I'm at 300. If you had like anything below like 400 or 500 T or whatever, it seems like boosting it to 600, 700, 800. It seems like there's almost, people are saying hair loss. I don't know if that's proved or not. I know people freak out over like DHT and like creatine and hair loss. I don't know if that connection is proved, but yeah, more testosterone for men just seems like a really, really, really free, easy way to boost like your mood, your overall health, your body composition, your yeah, it just seems, yeah. Do you think there's a meaningful placebo effect contributing to your focus on Adderall? Maybe. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe at the end my friend will tell me like, oh, by the way, I just gave you a placebo the whole time. So look at how powerful your brain is if you just think that you're on a drug. Destiny, so why not do it? Well, because if I'm doing lifting stuff, my lifting stuff is 1 is for health and 2 is for ego. I don't know. It just feels weird to take a pill and cheat. I just don't like it. But also, I hardly take any medicine. There's another reason why I don't do Adderall. Like, I think I've taken ibuprofen like 5 times in my entire life. Like when I had that sinus infection a couple weeks ago, I took ibuprofen. I'm always surprised it works too, because I'm like, there's no fucking way this is gonna do anything. But then I take it, it's 30 minutes, like, oh, I don't have a headache anymore. Maybe I should just take medicine more often. I don't know. I'm just retarded like that. I think I got that from my grandpa or something. I'm not sure, but he died when I was like 10, so I have no idea. I probably just have like an irrational, unironic, it's probably like a toxically masculine approach to medicine or some shit. Some stupid thing. Seems like fucking with hormones could mess with your mood, no? For testosterone, I'm pretty sure more T just like makes you happier. Pretty sure it's like just like a really good thing for men. In general, warning. Seems like the VidCon debate is gonna be pretty meh. Depends on how spicy I want to make it, right? Did you try jerking off while on Adderall? I don't get erect on amphetamines at all. So, no, that's true too. 12 hours, no masturbating. Do you know the time savings? 12 hours, no food, no masturbating, brain working at 200%. Did the Adderall fuck with your sleep stats? Oh, my sleep stats. My sleep stats were, let me check, 14% last night. No, 16%. I did not sleep well at all. I got fucked. But it might be because it's like the first time I don't really use these things often, so I don't know, we'll see. Shout out our ADHD meds or just Adderall? Literally, I think I tried with Mr. Guy Mooten, I don't know, fuck it, because he's not in America anymore. I think I tried his Ritalin one time, but I don't think I felt anything. But maybe his prescription was really low. Because I did one of his Ritalins once and I just got nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why. But this Adderall feels like it feels like a muted MDMA. I guess it feels like whatever that amphetamine I took in Amsterdam was. I don't know. I still don't know. I'll never know what that drug was, but probably I think a dextroamphetamine. I think that's what the Adderall XR is. It's like amphetamines and dextroamphetamines or something. I'm not sure. I should I need to read more about this like class of drugs, but I don't know about you. My family got into my head to not depend on any crutches for my mental well-being. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's exactly the same way that I feel. But I think it's just a stupid.
Hey, Des, have you ever tried IUS? Also, I don't know if you've talked about this yet, but are you going to talk about the What is a Woman documentary? Also, I love you.
The, oh, fuck, I had a comparison. I don't remember what it was for, though. Oh, I had the, when a girl you're on a date with gives you her crazy political takes, do you just nod and agree, or do you debate bro her? I always debate. If somebody gives me views that we don't agree on, I'll always argue. But I also kind of like feel it out too, because some people will have like really, I mean, like it depends. Like if some girl is like, oh, like I think that all healthcare should be free in the United States because my grandfather and grandmother and mother all died of preventable like breast cancer. Her grandfather was trans. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, you're a fucking retard, and I'm glad they died because overconsumption of healthcare is a serious problem. And so like, I'm not going to do that, right? But if somebody's like, I'm a communist, I'll be like, oh, you want Mao to come and kill your family too? Like, I'll probably fuck with them. I think that girls in general like some pushback. I think it's fun because most guys, especially if it's a pretty girl, most girls are just used to guys simping hard. And if you can like provide some pushback and some fun in a conversation, I think most girls appreciate that. Men can get breast cancer? Oh, I had no idea. Maybe they can actually. I do not believe ADHD meds have addictive properties. I could be wrong though. I think amphetamines are considered pretty addictive, like higher than average. That was my assumption. I'm pretty sure amphetamines are considered higher than average addictive. I also think that if you're on a really high dose, I'm pretty sure that if you quit cold turkey, I don't think, remember, research all your own things, I don't think it'll kill you. I don't think you can die from an amphetamine withdrawal, but I think you can have like severe mood swings or because you're depressed or some shit. You can have really bad side effects like that. I think alcohol withdrawals, I think, can kill you, right? If you're an alcoholic and you quit cold turkey, I think you can actually die. I think that's true with benzodiazepines as well. I think those can kill you if you quit cold turkey. I don't think amphetamines can, but amphetamines are addictive, but studies show that drug abuse is less like an ADHD patient's due to amphetamines. Yeah, that's probably true. It's probably hard to measure drug abuse with amphetamines because amphetamines are a unique class of drug that's like a superhuman drug. Let's see if I can generalize. I feel like when people tend to abuse drugs, they abuse the drug because they want to use the drug. But amphetamine abuse is probably unique, and that people probably don't generally abuse amphetamines to abuse amphetamines. They do it to do something else, to like study. When we oh my god, I kind of assumed that like, and I thought like maybe there's a high estimate, like 5 or 10% of students maybe have abused like Adderall or something when it comes to studying. We looked it up on stream, and it was like, what was it, like 45% of students? It was an insanely high number. Oh, this says 20 to 30%. I feel like we read one that said even 20 to 30% was huge. Maybe it was like for law school. I feel like we read one number that was like 45% of kids at maybe it was law school or something, but yeah. But even like, this is 5 to 35%. So like 1 in 5 students. Damn, this is for a high school. 1 in 5 high school students. There's actually a shortage of Adderall and other amphetamines. Yeah, I've heard that. There's basically like an Adderall shortage across, I don't know if it was the entire world or just the United States. I'm a legit drug addict in my 30s. I hate when the topic of drugs comes up here. Well, bro, just stop, retard. Does anything give you anxiety? No, my mental health is perfect, except for maybe I have ADHD. I'm just so lucky. I don't know why. I didn't do anything to earn it. I'm just biologically lucky or something. But yeah, I don't have like no general anxiety, no depression, none of that cuck bullshit. If I ever have anxiety or if I'm ever depressed, it's because of like stuff is happening. Like I'm anxious because there's something coming up, or I'm sad because something happened, right? But it's never like I don't have like general anxiety or like general depression. There were small periods where I had this after my mushroom stuff, and I'm so glad I've never experienced that in the long term. The thing that I'm the most traumatized by in my entire life, which is funny because I've had, I think maybe 2 legitimately traumatizing things happen where people be like, wow, that's really fucked up. The most traumatizing thing I think that has ever happened in my life that I feel like I have, I don't know if you would call this PTSD, but I still get recurring nightmares about waking up and thinking I have a major assignment or a paper due today. Those dreams are horrifying, and they feel very, 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 very real. I wake up like bothered. Yeah, geez. And then I have dreams of, sometimes this is so cucked and weird. I have dreams
Hey, Destiny, have you heard about the aliens found in Mexico?
Don't care. I read a little bit. It looks retarded. I have dreams of procrastinating. I don't know if anybody does this. Like, I have dreams like, oh, I finally went back to school, and then I'm like in class and like, okay, you've got homework for tomorrow, and I like go home and I'm like spending the whole day just not doing the homework and procrastinating, and I'm getting more and more anxious and nervous as I'm not doing it. I don't know why. And then I have class the next day, and then I'll like wake up at some point, and then I'm like, God, I can't go back to school. I can't do anything. I'm actually a useless human being. I was the ultimate like health. Are you not for free healthcare? No, I generally am. Or like very, very reduced cost healthcare. I don't know if I'd say free, but yeah. I was very much like the guy doing homework and passing periods in high school. It was so horrible. You learn like so many stupid tips and tricks, right? You ever do the thing where you don't do any of this? I don't even know if this is ethical to share, actually. You can only do these like a few times per class because the teacher catches on. But like, you ever do the thing where they collect homework and it's like a 4-page assignment and you just turn in the first page and then you do the rest of it after class. And then the next time the teacher's like, hey, I only got the first page homework. You're like, oh, sorry, here you go. Here's the rest. You turn it in like that. There's that. Sometimes they collect homework assignments and you just turn in the last homework assignment. You turn it in again when the teacher's collecting everything. And then the next day they'll be like, hey, you turned in the wrong assignment, or this is, I was like, oh, sorry. And then you give it to him, stuff like that. Oh my God, bro. Dude, I was the worst student. Oh, I was so horrible. I was such a horrible person. You turn in a corrupted Word file. Oh, we weren't really, I feel like I'm dating myself a lot, but we didn't really have many online assignments yet. I don't know if we had any online assignments. I got so much credit from my teachers because I would type up a lot of my assignments in school and nobody else was doing that. So I'd be the only one turning in a typed page, and everybody thought it was because I was like super ultra try hard. But the reality is my handwriting was fucking horrible, and I type 150 words per minute. Like, I'd rather just type the assignment out than write with my god awful fucking handwriting, and it takes so much longer. Fuck that. Did you ever cheat at a test? Did I cheat at tests, bro? Listen, okay? My handwriting was so bad, but when it came time to cheat at tests, I got like the 0.02 millimeter fine point fucking Sharpies out. Yeah, you better fucking believe that. Back when teachers were too stupid to know that you could program text into TI-85s, I'd have like all my chemistry formulas there because if you show up, what they would do is he'd say like, don't bring graphing calculators for your chemistry test because you shouldn't need them. But then if you're like, oh, well, I'm in calc, I only have a graphing calculator, sorry, like, okay, fine, you can use it. And the teacher didn't know that you could put text, you could program notes into the TI-85. So like he would always quiz us on like fucking ions and shit every test. You'd program all the ions in, you'd program all of your formulas in. I cheated so much. I'm just a horrible student. I'm just a bad person and a horrible student, okay? You're lucky I'm not your doctor, okay? I cheated and did homework late and anything I could. I'm just a bad person. Do you ever hit a cheat sheet under a test? Normally it would be a small piece of paper slipped in my hand. I'd normally have it here so you could kind of just like do like this and shit and then just kind of like look at it would be the thing. Your teachers are retarded. They know all the tricks now. Oh yeah, maybe like it's more common now. I think that the dumbest thing, and I because I'm just stupid, or I can blame my ADHD maybe. The dumbest thing is that like there were 2 tests I remember very specifically for, it was for biology. There were 2 tests that I made the most intricate cheat sheets for in my entire life. And after, the dumb thing was, I did this twice. I should have done this for every test. If you make a really good, here's like an unethical, ethical life pro tip, okay? You should make a cheat sheet for every single test you have to take. If you make a really good cheat sheet, you actually won't need it during the test, because the process of like going through and figuring out like, okay, what do I think is going to show up on the test? What's the important information? What do I need to reference on the test? The process of gathering that information, assimilating it, and then writing it down in a condensed format, that's like you're mastering the material at that point. And I did that twice. And I remember thinking after both times, like, man, this is a good idea. I should just like study. But nah, nah, homie. Did you ever get in a fight at school with other people watching? I didn't really get in fights much. There was one kid who was, I don't know why, but me and Kyle fucked with this kid so much. Matt McGrath? I don't know why we fucked this kid so much. He was gonna kill me. Like, I think he had me like pushed up against the wall, like ready to beat the shit out of me. But we'd stolen his keys, and somebody was driving off with his car, and I told him, and then he had to run out and go grab it. That was the closest I'd ever. Well, the only reason I felt confident like talking shit to him is because I knew we'd basically stolen his car. I don't know why. We just fucked with this guy so much. But he was like,
you ever watch Coleman Hughes?
He was an upperclassman. He was like,
content?
I don't watch his content. It was fun talking to him though. He was like a year or two older than us, but I don't know why. I watched a fight between him and a freshman once. This is when I realized how weak faces are and how easy it is to drop a person. This freshman, this kid must have been 2 feet shorter than him. And Matt leaned up to talk shit to this kid. And he just, boom, he bopped him in the nose. And Matt collapsed. And I'd never seen like a 6'2" guy just crumble before. At my school, you didn't normally see fights. It was pretty rare. And like, yeah, to just watch this huge dude just like totally collapse. And then he got him. He was mad as fuck. Holy fuck. Yeah, that was funny. Did cliques ever actually exist in your high school? Seems just like a movie meme. I try not to extrapolate my high school experiences since everything in my life was so unique, and maybe even my high school was so unique, and maybe I was unique, because I would say like my high school was very not cliquey. But I would also say that my ability to make people laugh, I could make friends anywhere with anybody. When I went to the all-girls school with Kia, like I was friends with their whole group of friends. I can make friends with any of the girls at that school. I was friends with like wrestlers and football players, band kids, obviously in band. I have friends in so many different places. As long as you're like funny, I found that like as long as you're funny, I feel like you can make so many different friends. And I was always like a pretty funny kid. Once I got to high school for sure. What was your high school style of humor? It probably would have almost come off as completely lifted from Maddox, would have been my guess. It would have been like very edgy, very insult based. Everything was very insult based because I also came from Battle.net on StarCraft, so everything was everything on Battle.net and StarCraft was just insult based. Somebody said something in chat the other day. I don't know if they were referring back to something I said or if they just made a lucky guess, but I probably spent the majority of my time in channel sex on Battle.net through high school. Like I made like friends and shit through there. I remember I met a girl once that we chatted with. I met a girl once and we were chatting a little bit in there, and she happened to live near me, and she gave me a ride to school once. And then after that day, we never spoke again. It was just so weird. I don't know why I did that. I got a ride from a stranger on the internet, but I didn't have a car anyway to get to school, so I'd have to ask my grandma's like old friends to take me because my dad had already moved away to Florida. I didn't have a car yet, and I hadn't met that Kia girl yet. What a weird fucking... God, I did so much retarded shit growing up. How old was she? I don't know, like late 20s. Was she hot? I guess she was like pretty attractive. But it's not like, I don't think I ever got a picture of her. I don't think. We just didn't have pictures on the internet of ourselves. It was so hard to get a picture of yourself on the internet. You'd have to do like a digital camera. You'd have to like scan or something. We just didn't have pictures that much of ourselves. What's your best roast from your school days? I think there was some guy that was making fun of me. The Donovans might have been their last name. He had a twin brother that was always overachieving him. He was like in more honors classes. He did slightly better at sports. And I remember we were like roasting each other. This guy said something to me. He tried to get me like coming out of class once. And I think I bumped right into him as I was leaving. And he was like, "Are you fucking blind?" And I was like, "No, sorry. I just couldn't see you living in your twin brother's shadow." And then boom, that was a good one. He got annihilated. That was good because there were like 10 kids that heard it. And he got boom roasted. That's probably the one liner I remember the most. I think that was funny. It's always good when you get like when other people hear your. Was there a lot of bullying at my school? No, I don't think so. Destiny's using so much his brain he can't build anything. Well, I unlocked trains, so I have to like. I'm just putting off like figuring out trains and everything. Yeah, it's always nice to have an audience when you're insulting people. Did you take the SAT, ACT? I took the ACT one time my senior year. I never took the SAT because I was just planning on going to UNO because I figured I don't know why I didn't set my sights higher for college. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what I was even thinking I was going to do coming out of high school. I have no idea. Because I'd fallen in love with music. I wanted to do music for education. I don't know why I consigned myself to UNO. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I don't know why. What ACT score do you have? I got a 36 on every section except for, I think, in the math section, I got a 34 or 35. I feel like I could have gotten a perfect 36 on that test. I started playing games on my graphing calculator because I thought I had so much more time in the math section. Because on the ACT, I'm pretty sure the math goes up to, it's like, I don't even think it's pre-calc on the ACT. I think it was like fucking trig, maybe. It was unbelievable, the level of acumen that you needed for that standardized test. And I misclicked or I did something. I think I had like 5 or 6 questions to go, and I started playing Phoenix or some stupid shit. I must have missed because I think they normally say 5 minutes left, and then they said like pencils down, and I wanted to myself. I was like, oh my god, and I had like 5 or 6 or 7 questions left to go, and I couldn't fucking believe it. Because this is the math section. It's like it should be the one part that it's like this is so easy. But my ACT score didn't really matter because when I got to UNO for your full ride scholarships, you needed a 3.0 GPA, and my GPA was like 2.8. It was below, or maybe you needed a 3.5, and maybe my GPA was like 3.0. My GPA was higher than it should have been because it got weighted with a lot of AP and dual enrollment classes, but I was so bad about homework and shit. I was so lazy, dude. Bro, if you guys are listening to me, if you're a smart kid, bro, just spend like 30 minutes a night like studying and doing homework, and it'll change your life, okay? I remember I got like a C or a B on my English final. I wrote a 15-page paper on Romeo and Juliet, and I did it the night before it was due, and I didn't read the play. I had no fucking idea. I still haven't to this day read Romeo and Juliet. I have no idea. I don't even know how the fuck I wrote that paper. I was such a fucking horrible student. What do you say to the kids crying with frustration at homework the same way you said happened to you? I don't know. I could never solve for it. My parents couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I remember, I think I've given that story before. I remember crying doing multiplication homework at home. I wanted to do anything else. It was actual hell on earth, like trying to do homework. It was a constant struggle. I think I mentioned I was the only kid in my class where my parents and my teacher would have to sign my assignment notebook every day to make sure that I was like doing my homework and my parents were acknowledging it and shit. I hated it so much. I had so many nights where I like threw temper tantrums not wanting to do my homework. That was one of the big behaviors that tipped me off for me having ADHD, is because I saw Nathan having the same problems. Because when I go back and visit, usually his mom will have me look at like homework that he's having trouble with, and I'll look at some of his math stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I have a retarded son who can't do fucking math. That's cool. It happens. But then when I force him to like slow down and work through it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's even worse than that. It's not that you're retarded, it's that you're not even fucking trying. Like, you're just like zooming through it. Like, if you just stop and like ask a question and chill, like, you can do this perfectly. So you're sabotaging yourself. But then I look back on like some of my own homework, and I'm like, yeah, I have the same fucking issue where like, yeah, he just wants to go play video games, or he just wants to go on to the next thing. He doesn't want to sit there and actually focus on his homework. I've seen this Stonetoss comic, and I don't know if I trust the black people who have told me this, but I can only go by my anecdotal black friends, and maybe other black people felt differently. I've seen the Stonetoss comic. She's just like me, but black kids love DBZ. I thought black kids looked to Piccolo more than anything else. Am I making that up? I feel like there were always like green characters and shit that were like coded as black. I wouldn't say Piccolo was coded as black, but like Skeeter from, I think, Doug was, I think, coded as black. Oh, we've got disagreements in chat. Piccolo is literally black. Black kids look to Goku. You're right, but it's not a trend. That was for Mr. Popo. I don't think anybody liked Mr. Popo. I don't want to talk about DBZ too much, but I missed in DBZ when like the balance of power kind of like tipped between a whole bunch of different characters, as opposed to the end of the show where it was really just like the Saiyans, and then like all the other side characters were completely and totally fucking irrelevant. Like, when the fuck is Krillin going to be the determining factor in a fight? Or when the fuck is like, and then there was like the 3 side losers that nobody cared about. What was it? It was like Yamcha, Tien, and The other guy who I thought was a Saiyan because he had the hair, but I'm pretty sure he's just a human. Oh, Chaozu maybe? Chaozu? That guy was just human, right? He always looked like a Saiyan. I thought he was just like a loser Saiyan, but... Gohan had the best storyline until he went to school. Yeah, we don't talk about Saiyaman or Saibaman or whatever the fuck they called him. Shut up, Boomer. Naruto clears DBZ so nobody cares. I want to find like a guilty pleasure. I need to find like a guilty pleasure anime to watch again. I just want some like brainless shonen shit to give me good feelings. I want to feel how I felt when Levi killed the Beast Titan. I want to feel that again. I feel like I should watch Demon Slayer because I think that's like one that all the Zoomers like, and I hear it gets like decent reviews. I don't know if I want to get invested in like a 50,000 episode anime for this. I will never watch JoJo. That anime looks like, I want to say, homophobic. Ugh. Oh, Hunter x Hunter and Demon Slayer, I think, are the two that I hear brought up the most. Don't listen to these retards. I watched One Piece for 400 episodes and it still sucks shit. Hunter x Hunter is good, not brain dead. I mean, I don't mind brain dead. Like, I think I just want, like, a brain dead. Like, most of DBZ was brain dead. But when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time, that was cool shit. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, that was cool shit. When Goku went Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, that was the lamest transformation introduction in the entire DBZ world. I can't believe that they did that. I can't believe they fucked that up so hard. It was the most inconsequential transformation in all of DBZ history. How fucking stupid. I'm gonna go SSJ 3 and lose? Why would you do that? SSJ 1 was to literally beat the entire arc's villain, fucking Frieza. And SSJ 2 was literally to beat the entire arc's villain, Cell. And then SSJ 3 was like a distraction for two stupid kids training in some fucking alternate dimension. God, that was so cringe. The whole point of SSJ 3 was to stall. Yeah, but it's so cringe. He should have just went like that USSJ 2, the Ultra Super Saiyan, the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 where you get the big muscle. He should have just done that. They should have saved Super Saiyan 3 for the fused people. He didn't lose. He backed off to get... No, he lost. Shut the fuck up. Have there ever been leaked videos from the recording booths for DBZ? It's got to be fucking crazy where it's like, oh, God. Another episode today. Ah! Those boots must have been crazy, man.